again is on you guys. Welcome to Sex Talk with T. Graye right here on WEMS Radio. I am your host, T. Graye. And of course, you already know I have a dynamic guest in the building, comedian and actor. Just dropped his new comedy album, Sociopath. Come on in, Jeremy Scipio.
What's going on, girl?
What's up? Welcome to the show.
What's up?
It's so nice to have you on. You have been bringing me laughs for a minute, bro. So I appreciate you coming through. Before the show started, you guys, I had congratulated this man on his new engagement. Low key, he set the bar so high that every other man on earth is just on the low, fucked up right now, asking people to marry him on see-through boats. But, congratulations!
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It means a lot.
Yeah, so you all make sure that you definitely follow my guest. Make sure that you support his comedy album. We're going to later on in the show see if we can get a little snippet up off of it, see what kind of funny he's slinging. But we came here to talk about sex tonight. You ready?
Yeah, let's get it, girl.
Let's get it.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Just don't get me in trouble. Not too much. No, I'm kidding.
I will try my best for you not to say anything that'll get you in trouble. I will try my best. So while we're here at You Are Now Engaged, do you have any fear that sex will change once you're married? I know a lot of married men talk about that. Oh, things got different once the ring got on. Are you concerned about that at all?
You know, I was back in the day, but I think I troubleshot that problem. So I think we're good. I don't think that'll be an issue.
How do you troubleshoot that? What did you do? Give like a 20 questions? You got a question to answer period? How do you troubleshoot that?
21 questions.
21.
Okay. No, you know, I mean, you gotta vet people, and you gotta see where y'all both have to be on the same wavelength. I mean, hey, there's still a variable, of the unforeseen, but I'll just say, that shouldn't be an issue. I don't think. I'll get back to you on that. But as of right now, I ain't scared.
That's funny. He said you got to vet these people. Okay, that's the first time I've heard that the vetting process as it pertains to sex.
How many times? No. How many times a week? How many times a week? No, a day. How many times? No.
So, what are your expectations? Let's talk about it. What are your expectations?
As far as what?
As far as sex is concerned, for married life, what are your expectations?
I mean, I'm a moderate person, so I don't need. I'm not a person that sex takes over my whole life. You know what I'm saying? But it's like filling up at the gas station. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you can go a long time, but you got to stop eventually, or you gonna be stuck on the side of the road. I don't know if this metaphor still makes sense, but you know what I mean.
It makes sense to me. Now, I'm not sure about the rest of the audience, but I can definitely tell you, I get it. I get it because I've been stranded before on the side of the road. And let me tell you, it is not a fun place to be. There's some things that roadside assistance just can't fix. So,
yeah.
So I get it. We right here.
Right.
I get it. So, what is most important about sex to you?
Connection. Like I said, everybody's different speeds, and you could be with somebody who's a faster speed, you could be with somebody who's a slower speed, and it's just cool when you have somebody who's just right, like y'all both at the same, y'all both vibe, and some stuff should be verbalized, but some stuff you can't explain. You know what I'm saying? So I say like the gas price thing, but the gas prices, that's funny. But some things you can't explain, and you kind of waste time even opening up. Like some things you can't put in words. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. So shout out to Mr. Flatliner in the building. What's up, baby, of Live Vibes Podcast. And he says that 3 times a week, twice if head is given often. So what you
Hmm.
saying is you want your head to be separate. So if you get bomb head twice, then you all right? You all right? Like like
Nah, I nah. I need all of it coming in on a consistent. Like I
But you
mean,
know
if you,
what though? So they say that most couples have sex 62 times in a year, you guys. So imagine it's 365
oh,
days, 366 on the leap, but 62 times a year is about once a week, twice on special occasions, you know what I mean? Maybe a little extra on Sundays.
mhm,
Um, that's the average.
yeah,
So to get in a relationship or to move forward into marriage, whatever the case may be, and have sex more than once a week, you're already ahead of the curve, you guys. You're ahead of the game. um, you're ahead of the statistic.
mhm,
So I do urge people to keep their appetites healthy, um, and be insatiable. You know what I mean? Be insatiable. Life is too short not to. um, there's a Facebook user on here with no name. Don't know how you didn't get no name. It says, "I just hope sex prices don't go up like gas prices."
that was
First
funny.
off, the days of $40 are gone, you guys. Okay, the days of $40 are gone. Women out here sucking dick for gas money. These vehicles, these vehicles are not small, you guys. So definitely, the price has already gone up. You would
Mhm.
have to assume that those two things go hand in hand. Because what if you don't have gas money to get to the cooch?
I mean, look, I think a lot of that should have been settled before now. You know what I mean? I feel like there was a period called post pandemic up until now. You should have got everything in order, lined your life up. Now you stuck with what you stuck because inflation is serious everywhere. You know what I mean? The price of just dating in general has gone through the roof. So
Yeah.
going outside is
Now,
expensive.
that's brings me an interesting point. Being as though the price of dating has gone up,
Right.
does that mean that the partner who's not paying, does that mean that their obligation has now gone up? Does that mean, and I use the word obligation lightly, you guys. I don't want people in a tizzy. Don't get your panties in a bunch. The T Gray said you got to give up somebody else. I didn't say that. But what I'm saying is that if I'm paying and you going out with me, that,
Yeah.
yeah.
I, I mean, as a God fearing individual, I like to say, hell yeah, it is. No, I mean, everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to get these conversations up front, but you gotta be as clear as possible without being rude. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I mean, they got the that reminds me of the DL Hughley bit where he said you can't be like not expecting to put out and be ordering lobster. He said, that's the
Yeah.
fucking side of the menu, right? So
Yeah.
but I mean, you don't have to put it in those words, but you just got to make it clear, that that there's some expectation, and get out of it as fast as possible for either party if your expectation ain't being met. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit there and linger because that's when frustration builds.
That is very true, you guys. Knowing when to throw in the sexual towel, you guys. And sometimes that does happen at the point of the date.
Yeah.
Sometimes that does happen that early on when you already know, what, it's time to go on up out of here. I've done my fair share. Yeah. So we're going to jump into, so you guys, the show is changing just a little bit. You all will see some of these changes coming down the pipe, but so we're going to be doing a couple little different segments, having a little bit more fun on here. So the first thing we're going to do tonight, you guys, is going to be the rapid fire, and once I get all my visuals ready, you'll see a little so to my rapid fire right now.
oh, oh,
Yes, yes, you see. Are you game for a little rapid fire? I'm gonna ask you
let's go.
3 fast questions. Let's see
Okay.
what kind of freak you are. All right, question number one: lick the balls or lick the gooch?
Wait, that what I want?
Yes.
Oh, to you, I
I
guess
mean,
if
not
I
for
had to
you to lick.
choose,
See,
because
time
that's
out.
what I'm saying. Like what? Like
Time out. So this is why I love a live show. So rapid.
means I can't think about it. You're right.
All
Yeah, you're right. But it's
He
almost like you
likes
were
to go
telling
to
me, like,
Timberland.
hey, if you had to choose, like, wait, neither. I don't know these dudes. No, wait, yo, hold on, wait, bro. Like, chill, chill. All right, all right,
Okay.
all right, all right. My head in the game. All right,
For
me,
you,
to me.
as a
All
man,
right, yeah, yeah, yeah. Boss.
rapid fire.
Yeah. All right,
Do
boss.
you want somebody to uh lick the balls or lick the gooch?
Uh, boss.
Okay, would you
Yeah.
prefer head or penetration?
Penetration.
And do you want to do it in the open or behind closed doors?
Dang, I can't say both behind closed doors, but dang,
Okay,
all
okay.
of it.
Ass and titties.
Yeah, yeah.
Ass and
Inside.
titties.
Oh, ass. No question.
Okay. Cougar cooch or pussycat cooch?
Legally, I have to say, older. I don't want this coming back on me. Older.
That's funny.
Cool.
Video vixen or a hood thought?
Video vixen. Yeah.
Video vixen. Okay. So we have a little older video vixen, likes to do it behind closed doors, little penetration, little lick in the butt. Okay. It sounds like a fantastic time.
I didn't know he was making design of a person. She's gonna be like, "Oh, come on, boy, let's go to the back." You're like, "No, I don't want somebody from Uncle Luke's videos. I don't want somebody who you was in Cool Herc's video. No,
She
I
about
need
to go
somebody.
back there and put in that work.
I've been doing this since '87, boy. Come on." No, you was in the first Ice T video. No.
So definitely, yeah, that's a visual for that ass. I like it. I like it. So this rapid fire is to bring us onto our sexual fantasies and then what we desire. Um, a lot of times people feel like, oh, I've done everything, I've had everything, I don't, it's never not gonna have experience ever do again. But we're doing a bucket list for 2022. So if you
Okay.
could throw some fantasy, some desires on your sexual bucket list for 2022, what would a couple of those things be?
Oh, yeah. I never done this, but maybe the fiance be down to try. It's simple. I just want uh just Timberlands. It's like a New York fantasy. I want us to just be
Okay.
all. I want us to be Mr. Marcus out. Like we both got like Yankee fitteds and Timberlands on and Jesus pieces on,
Oh, all right.
or
Work
or
that.
five percenter style. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. I'm not eating no pork except on Sunday morning. Yes.
Hey.
Hey. That's a dope one,
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
a dope one. Okay, Mississippi to be now. Everybody, look, we can go get some Tims now. Now, no, I know you. I don't know you, but you look like you like to order online. So go ahead, and order up them Tims,
Yeah.
and to really bring it full circle, it has to be like with a ridiculous old school LL Cool J slouch sock. Like you gotta have the Tim with the
Yeah.
slouch sock.
Yeah. And then we
Is
like
there
quoting verses to
anything?
each other or something. You know what I mean? Something.
How excited are you to be able to explore the things that you want to do with the person that you've chosen for the rest of your life?
It's how you said how excited am I?
Mhm.
Oh, extremely. Because we have room to grow. There's things we haven't experienced, and I think it's kind of cool with time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, extremely. I think I have somebody my speed, so that's what because you have people who are like, whoa, that's too much, and then you got people
Yeah,
just like, oh, come on, come on. So there's somebody my speed that makes it you know like the something to like, hey, this is a special occasion thing, and then this is an everyday thing. So yeah.
yeah. What's on the special occasion list?
Well, now these Timberlands. That's the.
That.
uh, I mean, I don't know. I guess like themes. Like underwater or uh,
Okay.
you know, and I plan on being rich. So in space. You know what I'm saying? No. But just different locations. Maybe a helicopter. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Oh,
I
a
like.
private jet. Oh, well, Mile High Club. I would like to join the Mile High Club. I'm not in the Mile High Club. So
All right. Salute to small spaces. Okay.
yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. So, you guys, probably we're going to go ahead and jump into our sex fact or myth. So, I'm going to have a question up here for you guys. And let's see if Jeremy can get this one right. Prophet, are you in the background? Okay, so this says just over 40% of men age 18 to 44 have had anal sex with a woman. What do you think about that percentage? 40% of men.
That sounds very low to me.
That's very low. That's really low. What do you
That's
think the percentage should be?
uh 95. No.
Eight.
But to be honest with you though, I mean 18 to 44, that's a whole like these black men, because
I
that's a
just say men
whole
in general, but
that's a
that
whole
might
life.
change the numbers. So
That's a whole
let's
life.
see.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you go fact or myth?
A lot of people out there. 40%. This is very specific though. Man, I'm gonna start off with an incorrect answer. I say myth.
And that is absolutely right, you guys.
Okay, whew.
Yeah, let's throw the answer up on here because the CDC did a study about this. And I don't know. According to the CDC study, 42.3% of men have had anal sex with someone of the opposite sex. What an analysis. So,
So that's what the
first
CDC been
off,
busy doing.
listen, I was just going to say shout out to them
What is
because
what what
here we are worried about a whole vaccine and maybe dying a little bit. But no, we're going to go ahead and get these anal sex numbers. We're going to go ahead and see. How do you all find this out? First off, who signed up to do the study? Who
yo,
signed up?
they are whoever it is, I believe it's more, and they're lying. They're lying. It's more. It is extremely more. There's only so many options. And come on. Anyway, all
That is
right.
crazy to me, guys. Oh my gosh, CDC, y'all are too much.
to see to
Too,
CDC.
too
That's crazy.
much.
That's what they was doing before 2020. That was
Exactly, exactly. What else do you all know that we don't know? Because if you turn your titty to the right, to the left, you get good reception. Like what? What are the studies? I don't understand.
That's funny.
So that is crazy. Um, so let's dive in just a little bit, just to you as a human.
Oh
Um,
gosh.
from the very first time you had sex to the very last time you had sex, what have you learned about yourself sexually?
Um I like intensity and passion. Um but not in like a not in like a not in that way, but just in a focused, focused
Mhm,
way.
mhm,
Um and that Eddie Murphy joke where he was like, he said, ain't no way, when you 18 that you ain't fucking in your, he said, you don't fuck until you like 21, 22, something like that.
mhm, mhm,
I definitely relate to that because, it was a specific person put me on, and they were older, and I was like 20, 20, maybe 20, 21, and they were like 25,
mhm,
26, something like that.
mhm.
And they just like, it's just gotta be like this. And that's what woke me up, and, just exploring more and more as you get older. So yeah, but yeah, intensity. That's what I like.
Why do you think you're so intense?
No, I think I'm not, and that's my alter ego.
Mm,
That's Batman. I mean, this is Bruce
okay.
Wayne.
Okay. A lot of us are like that. A lot of us, how we are outside the bedroom is total opposite from who we are inside the bedroom.
Hmm.
I'm a little bit not guilty because that's not a good word to use, but I'm the same way. Outside of the bedroom, I have to be in charge of things a lot, or running something, or whether it's work, household, just building my brands. And I'm always so
Hmm.
inside the bedroom. I'm prefer to be super submissive. Inside the bedroom, I prefer to not be the boss. I prefer to be told. Um, so it's definitely, for me, it's a mental release in the
Hmm.
bedroom to go into this other realm, this other person.
Hmm.
Yeah, it definitely speaks a lot to who we are.
Yeah,
The
and I'm
thing,
I'm learning more to be more comfortable being that person. You know,
yeah.
it's
So you say that's Batman. That's the alter ego. But
yeah.
if you really had to give your sexual self a name, what name would it be?
Swell for other reasons.
You said what?
Swell for other reasons.
That's funny.
No, that's this R&B character that I made up because I played piano, like jazz, played the
Yes,
piano
yes.
growing up, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not really like the R&B type of guy, so but I make fun of those guys. So I came up with this character named Swell for other reasons. So that's the smooth, like Donnell Jones type of guy from Where I
Okay,
Want to Be video.
okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Um, so I'm gonna check and see if we have our toy of the week, because that's where I wanted to go to next. To our toy of the week.
Toy?
Yeah, talk about it. So while I'm working in the background,
Oh,
this is about. Normally I'm not this all over the place. I swear to God.
it's all good.
I
I think I
swear.
have a toy of the week. I like to take this and tell her to bend over and go bow.
God damn. God damn. God damn. It's terrible. It's
I'm sorry.
terrible.
I'm just filling the air.
It's like terrible. So, is that something that you're into? Do you utilize toys and things in the bedroom?
No, but I I have earlier on experimented with those things, and it always made it awkward to even, like the was it the vibration ring?
Hmm.
You put it in, and then yeah, it was. It becomes a whole conversation, and I don't like talking during it, so it's kind of funny. Like,
So, hey to Aretha Williams checking in. Thank you for watching. Aretha, type in our comments. Let us know what your favorite toy is. So, I wanted to do the toy of the week on vibrating panties.
oh
Because lately you keep seeing all these videos of these
yes,
women being jacked up by
ah!
these vibrating panties. And so that was going to be the toy of the week. Is that something that you think your woman would ever let you do? Or would
Oh
you just
man,
try that on her?
oh that's definitely if not, yeah, it's definitely like a birthday thing. Yeah, for
Oh,
my
there it
birthday,
is.
that's exactly
There
what's
it
going down.
is.
Exactly what's going down. I saw a video. I think I sent it to her. I saw a video, and this girl was shopping. She was like, "Babe, these are oh, stop it! What is wrong with you? I'm gonna
Right,
kill you."
right. I was think I was looking for her. That's what I was looking for, trying to find her. The chick with the blue hair, like, first off, bitch. Your eyelash hairline ratio was way off. Like, but
Oh man.
so vibrating panties are they're not new, but there's always new things, new waves. And so as they grow and as they evolve as a toy, this is what we're seeing now. We're seeing
Mhm.
women being jacked up at restaurants, in malls. There's the challenge to how long you can last. Aretha Williams typed in the chat, the rose is her favorite toy right now.
Okay,
Okay.
I heard about that. Or actually, I've seen it. Yeah, that's a that's a boyfriend killer. Am I correct?
So here's the thing. I don't personally believe that it's a boyfriend killer.
Hmm.
I know that a lot of men are intimidated by toys in general, but then they were very intimidated by this toy in particular because of the functionality. Now,
Hmm.
I feel like it's not a boyfriend killer unless he was already on his way to the chopping block.
Hmm.
That's my personal opinion. Like if you're a dude and you putting it down, you doing your thing, I don't think any man should really be intimidated by a toy or feel replaced or whatever. You're not there all the time. Chicks like to masturbate. Let it be what
Right.
it's gonna be. We don't bother you when you masturbate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. When a
Mhm.
man feels that inferior to an object or he is replaced by the object, then you just wasn't that great. Sorry, sirs.
Yeah. I say with this one though, I and I agree. I agree. Completely. With this one, I heard that it was just so because I don't understand what could be so magnificent about it. Because I know you had the rabbit, and they always have like it's like trends, like in the rose is the Yeezys of today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so what's so special about this
Well,
versus other ones?
it's the functionality, it's the suction, it's the vibration, it's the texture, it's to be able to control the speed. Um, it
And the
the
rabbit, you couldn't do that with the
this so
this.
this is like worlds and leaps beyond a rabbit.
Uh-huh.
Okay, if how can I? A rabbit is just like a souped up Toyota Camry.
Mm.
Okay, it's souped up Toyota Camry. The Rose is this BMW that's about to smoke that ass. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like that's the best way for me to explain it. Now it's not a charger, you guys. It's not going to just, but it's definitely got some speed, and so it's it's just totally different. It's just the a rabbit is more 1980s. You know what I mean? Vibrate just a little something.
Mhm.
I have 8,000 nerve endings, and they all have to be stimulated. And it's
Wow.
essentially giving me that stimulation,
Wow.
essentially. Um, then they have the rose that has the extension on
Rose
it.
with an extension.
Yeah,
All
it's an
right.
extension on it. And so it has like a little dildo at the end, on one end. So then you have the dildo,
Oh.
and then you have the rose for the clip.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's dual
Oh, it
function.
sends it sends sound waves. Like it can send like it's like echolocation like a dolphin. Like it sends it. Look at you. You like
Everybody needs that. And we need that. And we need sound waves. We need echolocation on our vaginas wholeheartedly. Uh,
wow.
Aretha Williams tapped in. Now my comments aren't coming up, Prophet. I'm gonna fire your ass.
Oh, I had the wrong thing clicked. Okay, I see now. Everybody going nuts. Threw the rabbit away. Wild.
Yeah, she said she threw the rabbit away.
So
And
I
I,
had a. I'm
yeah,
sorry. Go ahead.
no, no, by all means.
Oh, so I had an ex who she needed the well. This is it wasn't a rabbit or a rose. It was like a tongue, but it looked like a I don't know. It looked like a Jolly Rancher,
Hmm.
like a big Jolly Rancher, and
Hmm.
she needed that thing. Like that was just her thing. Like we was friends. You know what I mean? Like if she was like, hey, you did it great. Like hey babe, you did great. She'd be like, hey, let's go get my friend, and then we get the friend, and then that was like just a part of it. I never felt intimidated, but I did feel like it was weird after a while, just how this was always a part of the experience.
So some women, and men too for that matter, who have used mechanisms, and I'm not going to say excessively, but have become kind of dependent.
Hmm.
Um, some of them can't reach orgasm without their mechanism.
Hmm.
Um, I've had a lot of different conversations, but most of them have stemmed around crazy enough religious belief. So that people had went kind of like balls deep into masturbation before they even reached the point of being able to be okay with penetration because of their religious belief. And then or it was like the sneaky thing or whatever. So they became so dependent upon having this mechanism that yields an orgasm. So then once they came to a position to have a person, it just didn't yield that same, you know, type of reaction because
Mhm.
this is what they had been honed in on, had been used to for so many years.
Mhm.
So it's definitely can be a tug of war sometimes, especially if somebody overuses a toy. If I were a guy and we have this experience and I'm finished, you're finished. I feel as if my job is done. I think I've satisfied you. But then
Mhm.
here you come bring this other thing. Then yes, in that moment, that would be intimidating. That would be, you know,
Yeah.
a red flag for
Yeah.
me. But if it's part of it prior to the ejaculation, then that might be a little bit different. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
But
Like,
this was
there's, yeah, I'm the headliner. Like,
yeah.
you ain't fit to come behind me.
All
You
right, Monique. All right,
ain't fit
Monique.
to come behind me.
But with this was like it was like directly a part of the experience. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like there was no before, there was no after. It was this was this was it. And if that thing, if it was no batteries, it was like, oh man, but that was just her, like everybody has, and this is why I stress that everybody's different.
Mhm.
People always do the whole they do the one size fits all info. I'm like, man, even with guys, I'm like, if guys who think that, I'm like, bro, you truly lost. You got to match people. Everybody's different, and yeah, with this one in particular, that was her thing, and I wouldn't even I would say I wouldn't even smart enough to interpret it as offense. I just um, yeah, that's funny. Now I will admit, maybe if she was doing like afterwards and then she go back behind, be like, oh, give me 10 minutes, then I'd be like, dang, all right. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've never experienced that.
So, was that your most interesting experience thus far,
Uh, as far as what,
as
like,
far as your sex life, babe? Just,
no, not most interesting, most
no,
interesting.
what's your most interesting or most funny? I take that too.
Let me see. Where do I start? I'll tell this. Okay, I say the most interesting one. Gosh, most interesting one was me and me and my ex. I guess she was either coming off of her cycle, or whatever, or yeah, I guess coming off or whatever, and we did it or whatever. And this is so gross. Um,
Me.
yeah, we used to refer to this incident as the strawberry milkshake incident
Funny.
because it was like that was everywhere and it was gross and it was pink and it was like a lot of it. Just was like, oh, what is it's disgusting. Um, and then I'll say my first girlfriend was a massive squirter.
Oh
Um,
wow.
massive, and so much so that she was extremely sensitive, and I didn't even take credit for it. Like I never, like, because woman squirting is a part of a man's ego. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I did that. But this was absurd. I mean, absurd. Like I could talk to her and it will turn into the intro from Married with Children.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
just just the thought of if I grabbed her a certain way and sound like it was about to happen, she'd be like, oh, and I'm like, oh god, oh no. And as a grown man, you only got two sheets.
So funny. So, this being your first girlfriend, was she your first sexual experience?
No,
Oh, okay.
just my first real relationship.
Oh, wow. That's a lot as a young man to walk into that situation and then, you know what I mean? One, humble yourself, but then two, just to be able to experience that. Like, what was what did you learn from that?
I mean, I hate to say this, I never really need that again. Like my ego is not attached to that at all. Like
Mhm.
I understand there are guys out here who would be like, oh man, I've never made a woman do that. You know what I mean? Like I because if it's just a chick you messing with, then your ego's fulfilled. No sweat off your back. You can tell the story forever. I
Mhm.
was in a full blown relationship with this person, and I've always had to clean that. We've had to clean, and you can't just after sex you want to relax, like
Yeah.
but you couldn't because you'd be cold and sticky, and we just get into arguments over it. I've done a lot of research
Yeah.
because she was like, I remember she was like, yeah, one time she was just laying in it and she sucked her thumb. I'm like, yo, like, get up, like you gotta, it's cold. And she just was like, I can lay here. And I'm like, yeah, man, but I gotta change the sheets or it's gonna smell. I want my mattress to smell like piss. And she goes, it's not
Right.
piss. And I'm like, it is piss. And she goes, no, it ain't. I said, well, it has the properties of piss. We need to clean this up. But yeah, that's and then when and her broke up, I told one of my best friends, and he was like, calling our cars, there's a squirter on the loose.
Terrible, terrible. So it's not piss, sir. Now, now
it's
are
not
there
it's
are
not.
there some things that might be in there? Yeah, but no, it's not piss. And like women, so we have about 6 different ways that we can ejaculate, and
Yes,
squirting is just one of them.
yes.
That comes from our old spot. So, but it's not piss.
No, I am saying all this very loosely and
I
having
know.
fun,
I'm just messing
but
with you.
I've done all the research on it. I understand.
He said I did all the research, which I got a PhD. I'm Dr. Piss right here. I got it. So the very first time that I squirted, I was 16.
Hmm.
And I did think that I peed on myself. Like I did not understand what it was. Excuse me. And my partner was like, he was just so super supportive at the time and just really, really nice about it. He was like, no, it's okay. And, when I hit this spot, this is what might happen. And, I did not understand. I just knew that it was pleasurable, but I
Hmm.
also was afraid of it. And then it didn't happen again until I was in my mid 30s.
Wow.
Yeah, didn't
And
happen.
what was it?
Why didn't it happen?
Hmm.
Lack of sufficient partners.
Wow. And do you feel like everybody can do it?
I
Yes.
feel like we all have the potential,
Hmm.
but it's just not a switch or a button that's turned on for everyone. So statistics say that only 33% of women can even reach orgasm. Now, whether that's internal or external, I'm not sure, but that's what the statistic is. Then, like I said, we have these 6 different internal spots. Now, if my G spot might not be as sensitive as woman B's G spot. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? And then you have all these other spots to see the O, the A. They might not function all the same because we're all different on the inside.
Hmm.
One thing that I did notice, and just shout out to the brothers who are average size. Um, if I was with somebody who was larger or longer per se, they're bypassing a lot of these spots.
Mm.
So, they in there, they doing their thing,
Hmm.
but it's not yielding the result that they thought they should see or that I thought I should feel because they're bypassing where all these fantastic areas are that
Hmm.
really get the job done.
Hmm.
So, it just it just depends.
Is this something that you know, knowing what you know now, is there something that you can talk a guy through, or do you think
Yes.
it's just okay?
Yes. Definitely can guide.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Definitely. But that's one thing about communicating during sex is when we have this right there, don't stop moments, people should listen. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of times people don't listen. One, it could be because you don't want to bust either. So you got to move.
Yeah.
But then also it's you think you know my vagina better than I do.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So what your groove is, what my groove is might be different, but it's like once you're in there, once you're at a certain point, yeah, I can help to guide, to show, what have you. um but you have to be receptive.
Hmm.
Aretha Williams says after 40 it gets better. It does. It does get better. I think
But
because if you're not worried about the same young girl shit no more.
don't they say women reach their sexual peak at like 40 or something like that?
Yeah, but that's also a myth.
Interesting.
That's a huge myth, you guys. Like that's one of the biggest myths in sex in general is
Wow.
about sexual peak.
Hmm.
Your sexual peak is totally subjective. There is no such thing as it applying to a certain age bracket
Right.
because my peak, I could have peaked at 20. Who the hell knows? You know what I'm saying? I could have peaked at 20. I might not peak till 60. It's different. They say,
Uh,
because of the hormones that we want it more or with this or with that. I could have been stereotypical sexually repressed male. Let's say I didn't even have sex until I'm in grad school. I'm 25. This is my first time.
hmm.
Technically, I should have reached my peak 4 years ago, but I'm just beginning to have sex.
Hmm.
So, am I at my peak? Did I miss it?
Hmm.
Who's to say?
Right.
There are women who are my age, have never even masturbated, have only been on the end of providing pleasure and never really knowing what pleasure is to them. Have they peaked? If they start getting into
Yes.
some new
No.
shit,
Okay.
yeah, but I'm just saying, it's like if they start getting into some new shit now,
Hmm.
is am I, who's to say where my peak is? You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Or where my downshift is about to happen. So people having a peak is wholeheartedly a myth. Now, does sex get better after a certain age? I would agree with that in general because we've learned some shit now.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not the same person I was when I first started having sex. Like every 10 years, every decade, I can kind of see where I've grown, see where I'm at. So definitely because I've learned some shit, not only about what I need, what I require, but how to understand what a partner needs and what my partner may require, and
Hmm.
understanding how to fulfill that.
Hmm.
That just comes with age. But if I were someone who didn't read about sex, didn't talk about sex, didn't, educate myself, I could be still a virgin. I
Mm.
could be still not having great sex or really understanding what great sex is. It's people way older than me who haven't had great sex yet. They gonna
Hmm.
leave up out of God's green earth and never know what busting a nut is really, how fantastic it can really be.
I pity them.
Yes, but you
But
know, you don't have the same concerns, I guess, when you're a little bit older. But let me tell you how sex changes a little bit for me after a certain age. If
mhm,
you don't eat right, and if you don't drink some water out this bitch and you don't exercise, fuck all that. Cause you get up on that dick, them knees be popping, back be hurting. Ain't nobody trying to have no old rickety ass.
that's actually what I was gonna say when you was talking about telling a guy like don't move, don't move. A lot of times your arms be like this, and you ain't
Yeah.
you like don't move. Like girl, this is going down in 2 seconds, whether we want to or not.
Yeah, it's better have that upper body strength on lock. But it's just that, oh, when you in that groove though, and you right there in that spot though, and she's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck would want to move from there?
Mhm.
Who wants to do that? That's why God created birth control and condoms. Like, just stay right there.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
stay right.
I really, I have let's the best way I can say is I have a great partner, and I appreciate that about her. That's the most political. She can hear me, so that's the political way I can say that.
Sounds like you toot that thing up, miss. Sounds like you toot that thing up so well. Yeah, that it got you that right. I understand. I can respect it. You're talking about. I can respect it. So definitely, I wish you all the best for sure. as you all go through this journey. So sometimes I may bring couples on, um, and I always give kind of like tasks to do. And although your girl isn't on, but I'm gonna give you all a task anyway,
Go
um,
for it.
to add some more things to this sexual bucket list. I know the Tims and that's a very surface level vision, a very surface level desire. But I would just challenge you all to like dive deeper. You have maybe your 5 or 6 things. Have her to do a list of her 5 or 6 things.
Okay.
And then that first year of marriage, start tackling it. Every
Okay.
month or every whatever, you pick one off hers, she picks one off yours,
Okay.
and see it through. Enjoy that phase. Enjoy the level of intimacy. And I know a lot of people say intimacy is not it's not just sex, of course,
Right.
but showing your partner your willingness to explore not only what could be taboo or new for them, it creates a safe space because I trust you enough to go through this with you. I trust you enough to try this. I trust you enough to want to please you in this way, even if it might not necessarily be my thing. I'm going to try it for you. So that's just my little thing for you guys. You
Okay.
know, work on your sexual bucket list, start tackling that shit, and just have fun, be exploratory, um, and never throw in the sexual towel.
Got you.
Yes, yes.
Oh, real quick. Because I know your listeners probably heard it all the time, but what's your craziest experience? I was just curious.
So T Gray doesn't have crazy experiences. I'm a saint.
I would have
Um,
played that earlier if I could have.
hell yeah, saint. Um, that is a good question. That's a good question. Crazy experiences. Um, Dang, I've had some wild sex. I'm trying to think what was crazy. So, okay, maybe what was crazy was the person who kind of helped me to dive into my kink a little bit.
Mhm,
So, I'm a little BDSM type girl. You know what I mean? I
mhm,
like to be choke, head pulled, spank, tied up, that type of shit. So when I got to a place sexually that I was free enough mentally and emotionally to begin to dive into that, like the person who I dived into that with was like off the chain. And so one time, this dude had me tied up with my wrists tied to my feet, spread eagle though in the middle of the floor. And you talk about somebody squirting somewhere, like that shit was projectile, like just. And I have to this day I have not squirted. I've squirt, but not in that fashion. Not fucking projectile shooting the motherfucking wall. And like it was just like that shit was crazy to me. If anybody ever sees the video of this one day, just know T Gray took that dick like a champ because I'm pretty sure we recorded it. It's that
Oh
part too.
man.
Like I'm pretty sure me and the dude recorded it at that time too. It was so fucking amazing. But that's probably for me like crazy because it's like I haven't been taken to that point. I haven't been pushed to that limit like since then. Like what?
I don't know why did I think of that. Like if I would have suspended her from the air, my first girlfriend, if I would have suspended her from the air and wrapped all the furniture in plastic,
No
then she could have
bullshit.
had a good old time and we wouldn't have to I wouldn't have to buy more sheets.
You could have just been fucking that bitch in the pool and called it a day. Like you have sex in the pool. Since she want to lay in and let this chlorine do what it do then. Since she want to lay in. Who wants to lay in the wet spot? Now I'm not saying nothing about the girl because clearly I don't know her. But
Hey,
you're
I don't talk to her no more. I
a
don't know.
sociopath. I feel like she fits the description because who the hell wants to lay in the wet spot? That's not normal. We don't want to do that. People don't do that.
Yo, I'm trying to tell you, I'm like, it was all fun and good, not criticizing, but I'm just telling you, just sitting there like this, and I'm like, hey, like this.
Yeah, we avoid that wet spot at all costs. Boy, please. Boy,
That's funny.
please. So before we move forward, I definitely want to talk about this comedy album, you guys, because Jeremy, with being so funny here, he is a comedian. He's out ripping up these stages, doing his thing. Tell us about your comedy album.
Yeah, so my comedy album is called Sociopath. It's actually my second comedy album. I actually recorded it during the height of the pandemic, the second
Mhm,
wave. Um, yeah, I just really, I felt like there was a lot of things going on right at that moment that I wanted to, talk about. I just didn't want the moment to pass, and I didn't know how long this was going to last. I thought the world was ending,
mhm,
so I just wanted to cover things. It literally was recorded the day that uh, the election, right when
mhm,
Joe Biden became president, whatever,
mhm,
and I just covered pretty much my experience during the beginning of the pandemic. From the first time of going outside, the protests, June 2020 protests, how the first time I felt when WAP, when I first heard WAP, I
mhm.
was like that. I said that kind of woke me up out of the protest spell. Is was wet ass pussy.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, it will.
But yeah, and then yeah, like I said, I just kind of cover a lot of those topics. Um, I it's pretty reflective of where I was at during that time, and I think that anybody listening to it, at this point, it's like a time capsule. I think everybody will enjoy it.
All right.
Yeah.
So I look forward to hearing it. We were going to try to play a snippet, but I don't know if we can get it pulled up. I'm checking one more thing. Are you on Spotify?
Yes. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Because I want everybody to be able to get in on this and to hear because I've heard it and I was cracking up.
Oh, thank you
I
so
was
much.
cracking up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Being a new comedian, it's every time I listen to things sometimes for the funny, but then I listen because I'm always learning.
Hmm.
Um, always learning. So I definitely not walked around, but walked away with a little extra. Like, okay,
Thank you. Yeah.
okay, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I see what you
Yeah.
did.
I remember my other comedy album. I had this joke because I used to not talk about sex at all in my stand up.
Hmm.
And it's funny, I was surrounded by a bunch of comedians that did. And
Hmm.
then, yeah, I started having weirder sexual experiences, obviously. And I know I talk about arguing butt naked for the first time.
Hmm.
I ever got an argument butt naked. And I know my ex was just yelled at me, but her titty was shaking, and I was trying to focus. She was like yelling, she's like,
You
"You better
can't.
listen to me."
You can't. And let me tell you, the worst place to have a naked argument is in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen, because I've done that, and dude's dick was just all over the cabinets, just all over the cabinets, the stove handle, like everything that you needed to touch. He was at a height where his dick was like right there, like every handle, every knob. Like, put your dick off the goddamn counter, sir. Like, get it off the drawer handle. I gotta touch these drawers. Like,
Oh,
that's
that's
real
funny.
talk, though. That is real talk. Look, I'm looking because I'm trying to help in the background to get your album up here because I want people to be able to hear it. Um,
If you do, I would play I don't even know what it's called. I guess the WAP joke. I think that'd be fitting for this.
you said the WAP joke.
Yeah, I think that'd be somebody literally just texted me before this podcast and just was telling me how much they like that.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm trying. I'm trying, you guys.
Oh, it's
Um,
called it's called this dang honorable discharge. That's what it's called.
honorable discharge. Boom.
That's what the
I'm
track is called.
sharing this specifically to see if we can't get it. I swear, you guys, we had it together before today. I just,
It
I don't
sounds
want
good.
y'all to think that, yeah, T
five
Break just be
miles.
on.
They last like marched like 10 miles. By the time we were done marching, everybody had WAP. Is it WAP or WAP? WAP. 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 Some of y'all like, what is going on? WAP is wet ass pussy. There's a song that Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion made. The song don't even have lyrics. They just say "wop wop wop" for that wet ass pussy. Like it's pretty much like a Sesame Street After Dark type of situation where they just wop 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 wet ass pussy. Get a bucket in a mouth, wet ass pussy. Like you don't put no lyrics in this at all. It was. You know what's funny? Actually, that's what I like. I like that the climate was so serious. You know what I mean? Like everybody was like focused, and they was like, "Yo, we want justice, we want peace, we want to be understood." And then Cardi B thought this was a great time to drop wop 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 wet ass pussy. Beat it up, nigga. Catch a charge. Read a fucking room. Yeah, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, wet ass pussy. You need a bucket and a mop for that wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this. No, Cardi, no, Megan, no. No, not now. Oh God, this is disgusting. I mean, the song's brilliant, but just not now. That's what I'm saying. Like it's the funniest thing about WAP is that these acronyms all need each other to survive. Like they can't be independent. They can't you can't just have two of them. You can't just have wet ass. Like, yeah, man, my girl got that wet ass. Like, is there a cure for that? That sounds way worse than COVID, dog. I don't know if you might need a shot. She got that wet ass. And the ass pussy sounds way worse. You don't want ass pussy, you know what I'm saying? That sounds like what your homie tries to call it when he's trying to convince you that it's okay to do it one time, but it's still not gay, you know what I'm saying? Like dog, it's ass pussy, you know what I mean? It ain't that bad, dog. I ain't gonna tell nobody it's ass pussy. You know
That's funny.
Nah, man, I ain't gonna lie, that was totally ridiculous. But I wasn't upset. A lot of men was upset. It was like, oh man, these women promoting women to be whores, and because they said it was whores in this house. And I'm like, y'all acting like they didn't just have skeet on the radio 15 years ago. I'd rather WAP than skeet, personally. I don't know. It's funny because smart girls don't have WAP. That's what they don't tell you. You know what they have? Honorable discharge.
Honorable discharge? That's crazy.
It's embarrassing.
That was funny.
Thank you.
It was funny. I'm definitely going to call somebody an ass pussy before the week is over.
It's funny at the taping, like everybody was like, they just kept yelling like honorable discharge. Really, they kept throwing it around. So it was so weird.
Funny. That's funny. So thank you so much for coming on with me. I greatly appreciate it. This has been a fantastic conversation. I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy yourself?
Absolutely. I have so many more questions to ask you, and I can't wait. You're gonna be like my personal guru.
Listen, I got you, bro. I got you. Definitely, we could do this again. We can hop on the live. I got you. I answer everything. DP Johnson tapped in. Hey, bro. Hey. So, shout out to the people who came in to watch, to chat with us, to keep the energy going. Make sure you tell everybody where they can find you, where they can follow you, and how they can get your album.
Yeah. So let's say start with the album. It should be available on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. If you love me, iTunes, because you buy it. That's how I get paid the most. But then also on Instagram is at Jeremy Comedy, and then also have a website. When I update it consistently, I should update it. But it's Jeremy Scipio SCIPPIO.com, and then also I should be at where am I at? Oh, I'm in San Diego at the Madhouse this weekend, June 24th and 25th. Two shows both day. Well, four shows total. So get tickets for whatever show isn't sold out. Thank you.
There you go, you guys. So if you're in the San Diego area, make sure you check out my guest, Jeremy Scipio, funny brother, doing this thing. Thank you so much for chiming in. I will be back, you guys, right here next week. I wish I could
Thank you,
tell y'all
guys.
who's coming, but this old girl is tired. We're gonna have some fun. I can tell you that dynamic guest, dynamic conversation. Make sure that
Yes.
you all follow me at Sex Talk with T Gray. You can also hop on my website. Excuse me, www.sextalkwithtgray.com. Make sure you get you some merch. You can also hop on there and get you some sex advice. And since we dropping where we gonna be, I'm gonna be slinging some jokes on Sunday. Slink Johnson will be at the Baltimore Comedy Factory. Your
Oh
girl gets
snap!
open. So if you all got that $20 tickets, come on, slide up and see your girl at the Baltimore Comedy Factory Sunday,
Yes.
June 26th, 7 p.m. show. We're gonna have a good time. Nothing but love below vets on the show. Actually, Slink Johnson and comedian Alabama. So fun times. Y'all can catch your girl doing a little something, make y'all laugh a little bit. A little something strange for a little change.
Comedy
Okay.
girl.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I will be right back here on WEMS Radio next week. Bye bye.
See you. Shout out Slink.